Okie dokie. No idea if we're live. I think I've got to wait for YouTube to allow me to press the go live button. I think. I don't know. Or we might need to wait 2 minutes for the delay to fuck off, and then we should be good to go, I think. Can't remember. But I'm fairly sure we have to click go live on YouTube. And not just OBS. I think, anyway. Right. The good news is we have 28 entries into the 200 Zoom pool. I'm about to make it 31. Right, 14 seconds, and then I should get the option to press this button. With any luck. Or it just works. Who knows? Go live. Going live. You're live, right? Apparently I'm live. Yeah, looks right. Cool. Okay. Chat is good. CPU is good. No dropped frames. This is all stuff ChatGPT tells me is good. Right. Let's fucking have it. Okay. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, welcome. We'll get the replayer in the corner here, and we will resume operation. Try and get a 1K stack, shall we? Cool. There we go. Should be flying. We should be flying. If you're watching, come and comment in the chat just so I can understand that everything looks good and smooth and so on and so forth. Let's call the 8s. This is this guy from Brazil. Let's flat the kings on this roll. Isn't a terrible board for me as the flatter. Mr. Mandang, hello. It's not a bad flop. So with ranges this wide, I think we have to continue one here. Ranges this wide pre-flop, and our opponent 4-betting a very wide range. We do get to trap some kings. In other tighter formations, we just tend to get it in, but we dominate a lot of the 4-bet bluffs, so we may as well keep them in. Just going to call kings again. And going to just do polarized things here with Queen Jack and never bet. Mr. Calming Relaxation, hello. Well, let's try and get that 1k big blind stack. I'm going to fold my 8s now, unfortunately. And kings. Ace is easy check. I think king's probably betting more often than not. And Queen Jack, I think we can just about get away with a block. I don't really want to play a bigger pot than this, so I can get called by worse. What you got? Lovely start. Carol, hi Simon. Hi to you. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday evening. If it's a shove, wow. I wouldn't have thought shove would be overly in there, to be honest. I never need to defend my hands. Pretty shocking defending candidate, so we'll fold and move on. Mixing in some sneaky jacks here with some raggy 2 pairs. I think it's more ace-9 than queen-9, but we're a slave to the RNG, but on the turn now we really do just fast play everything, if we didn't already. So yeah, high roll. If you see like a high number, it's going to be my passive option. If you see a low number, it's going to be my aggressive option. I will try to announce when we are actually mixing and not just pure betting. But there are times, of course, where we are just going to check pure, and there are times where we're going to bet pure. We're not always being ruled by the RNG. King 10, not an amazing betting candidate. Yeah, I think we'll just start with a lot of check, to be fair. I can throw it in as a bet. Monotone boards, I tend to misplay, to be honest. King 4, when it's so shit, I think we can have a betting range here, but this is just a really terrible hand out of position. That's not a great turn. We do want to bet our hand a bit, but on this turn it's really not great. We kind of got a 1 street-ish sort of hand. 7-6 will defend at a frequency. Mr. Sedge Doctor, I don't know how I pronounce that, but hello. Thank you for the good luck wishes. I will try my best to have fun. King 10 easy call. Ooh, do we lead? I think this is actually a spot where leading makes a lot of sense with this hand. 7-6 easy call. Let's see one more as a minimum. It was a very, very, very good turn for our position. This is a spot where it's very easy to just create shoves, but you could argue for betting smaller because the jack's so good for him. Pretty trivial fold. And we do get value with the King 10. This is 3-2. Yeah. Logical. Could raise that as well, couldn't he? I think he'll know that as well, though. King 8 is a frequency free bet, and we'll find it this time, and Jack 7 is also, but mainly a call. Might mix in a little bit of raise. Not a lot. Snap 1/3 kind of indicates range bet. Should you know what? Let's be aggressive today. Again, frequency defend with the 6s. Very easy check now with the Jack 7. Interesting turn card as well. Very quick call from villain. 6s does have some backdoor potential and obviously has a pair, so we're not going anywhere just yet. And Jack 7 puts no more money into the pot. Do we ever do anything funky? We definitely check. It's going to be a catcher, but it's definitely not strong enough to do anything other than check. I think if we wanted to bluff something, we'd probably go with a club. And arguably not a jack. I think here we want to polarize, and on this roll we're going to find the 6s. Just basically say we've got ace king, ace queen, 5s, 3s, 7s. Interesting river size here from villain. Didn't take him too long either. It's annoyingly a board where it's actually relatively straightforward to find bluffs. Easy fold with the 6s. I think we'll just RNG a fold there. It's close, but I don't have a massive opinion either way in terms of over or under defend there, so we have a pretty whatever style catcher. So we should just, you know, call that region. Sometimes, but not always, I think is going to be the play. OBS is saying my connection is like, it's okay, but there are some drop frames every now and again. So hopefully it holds. Not going to stream for as long today. I think I did 5 hours yesterday, which was a long time to continuously play poker. I think we'll aim for about 3 today. Frequency defend with the 4s in theory. Do we want to under or overdo that versus someone who's more aggressive? There's an argument, but at least my hand's relatively robust and can do that. Jack 6, I think, pure call. If I do probably want to raise in range, it's not 4s. I don't think it's just so robust. Raise more vulnerable stuff. This is just really not that vulnerable on this board just yet. We will raise now though. This might be our opponent's only size, but kind of indicates it's a split. And if it is a split, I tend to always assume it's a split. Often it is, conscious or not. If it is a split, then we are going to start fast playing some of this stuff at this point. It's got a lot of hands that we can apply pressure to that have a lot of equity here. Doesn't need to be all in. This already fucks with so many Jack 10 style hands. 10-8. Some diamonds. Forces him to stack off a king. Okay. 10-9 positionally. Do we pure defend this? Where do his bluffs come from? Not. We are kind of dominated by bluffs, so maybe start defending like 8-7 pure and mixing in some fold, but this seems okay. Because I think he's going to bluff some Queen 9, King 10 kind of stuff. So if we're dominated by the bluffs, it's not generally an amazing one to pure flat 4-bets with. King 8. It's about the cusp, isn't it? But should be okay. Could 3-bet as well, actually. It's not 26% of the time, I don't think. Okay, not really a range bet board here, I don't think. Because I've got a very wide range versus a very narrow range. I think my hand makes a pretty good bet. I do actually think I might want to size up a touch. Because his range is more pair heavy, Broadway heavy, so I think we need to go a bit bigger to get indifference from the Broadways. So 9's a straight. We do have an open ender. We do have a pair though as well. So I think naked King X is probably where a lot of the bluffs come from, and then this can check call. It's a very small size. This is really close versus a recreational. I think it's never a call anyway. And I haven't seen one single hand from him, so we'll move. Should just be a check here, and definitely not a value bet. It's a pretty gross one in terms of like it probably is going to have to defend if we do face a bet. In theory. Currently on a sort of fruity green tea type thing, but the missus is coming home later with some ciders, so we will be drinking at some point. Let's check that this time. Although 1 or 2, not like I'm going to be getting hammered on stream. Should fold. I may established at 1k these days. No, not really. I wouldn't say established. It's kind of like a semi-shot take, if you will. There's not a lot of 1k, obviously, that runs that often. So my kind of rule of thumb is I'm just playing it when there's a recreational in it, just for the time being. I think I've played like probably less than 5,000 hands of 1k so far, so sample to be determined. I mean, the good news is with it, this is a value bet, isn't it? Yeah, I like pot here, actually. I think he's got like a lot of 6x, 5x and stuff. The good news with it is the regs are the same. The regs are literally the same. There's a few, obviously, guys. So when I played on Stars a few times, there've been guys like Milanov, who's been playing, who obviously doesn't play anything less than 1k. And is evidently very good. I actually think we're quite high up in our range here, so I am going to station this time. We're very, very indifferent. The size does not fill me with a lot of confidence. We do have a lot of 10x to continue, but my hand's a pretty good one to press call with. And I do actually think we're relatively high up once we check the flop, because we don't have a lot of natural defend here. 9-6 is probably fine in that line. Feels a bit greedy, I'm not going to lie, but definitely isn't going to be horrendous by any stretch of the imagination. But I just think here, like, I do river a 10, but I don't have a lot of like really nutted hands here. Like, I'm going to fast play a lot on this flop. I don't have a lot of overpairs to defend. I have plenty of bluffs which are just naturally bet folding, so think of the like bluff catcher region, because I don't have masses of top end in this line. I don't have a lot of snap call, and therefore we are going to need to defend the catchers pretty aggressively. So our hand blocks value, doesn't block any bluffs. Seems like as good a catcher as any. I'm going to bet this time. What size here? What do I want to go after? B40 seems about right. Not going to do a lot of raising on that turn, I don't think, in general. So yeah, with 1k, the vast majority of the regs are just the same that I always play, so there's no fear factor or anything like that. And there's no real worry that I won't be generating a win rate in those games, to be honest. I could bluff raise this. I'm going to bluff raise this, why not? I don't have much else. We've rolled semi-low. It's a bit egregious for me, actually, but that's a good board. But I think we raise easily every queen. We do have king X. Maybe even argue for a jack. Let's go raise here. Gonna go small raise here. Ranges are super wide. 9-8. We're not going to bluff a lot here. We're not going to put a massive amount of money into the pot either. An ace is probably worth about pot. We'll bluff this time. 5-4 actually I think folds versus a size a lot. Weird turn. I don't really. I mean, what's a 2 worth? 2's probably worth B67 and does want to bet a fair bit. The flush is worth B67. I don't really want to reopen with a jack again, so I think that's about right. Hand obviously makes a pretty good bet. This one we want to polarize on. Do I need to use 8s? Just going to call and call again here. Do I ever need to use 8s? I guess I can throw it in. We're going to be very merged with stabs here. I don't think it's a pure jack. It's got some stuff going on, hasn't it? And yeah, just snap the river here and hope he doesn't have 10s, I guess. Quite a quick jack. Just all in, nothing to be done. And just fold in the 8s. Quite a quick river check, no? I don't expect there to be masses of trap here. Maybe 10s. Trying to get me to shove like my flushes anyway and 1 diamond stuff, but 1 heart stuff. It's definitely not beyond the realms of possibility, really, is it? I'm being... What time banks? Very strange. Queens or something with a heart? That bets the river though, right? Am I going to get like mega turbo heroed by like ace queen off here? Check, I guess. I wonder what he had. Gonna mix in some 3-bet with jack 9 off. Not a lot, but 5% seems okay as like a frequency. We're using like 12 bigs, going a bit more polar. I think that was a question someone asked somewhere yesterday, like, why do you go 12 instead of 11? There's no amazing reason to tell you, to be honest. It's just 3-bet a bit more of a polar range. Don't need to defend this in a million years. Yeah, if you want to go 11, you want to go 10, you want to go 13, you want to go 12, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter, mate. Okay. I guess 23-ish. Seems like an appropriate 4-bet size. Quite a swift 3-bet from Buddy. But Jacks is good enough, so we'll run it. Oh my god, I've got something in my eye. That's a big bet board. I really don't want this to go check, so I think we're just going to fire this one always. Check aces, check kings, check queens with a diamond and stuff. And always fire this. Seems pretty good. I kind of just want the money to go in pretty fucking rapid at this point. I don't really want it to go check. Nines will call, jacks will get in. That's going to win somehow, isn't it? Okay. I don't really like what he's just done, in truth. I feel like I could get more on board with it if you had the ace of hearts and the queen. I guess you don't really want hearts. I don't know. If you had the queen of diamonds, I feel like it's okay because then I'm going to bet call worse flush draws more often. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't think the suits are the right way around. This is kind of gross. I don't actually think we ever fold nines with a diamond versus this size. Might be wrong. But versus that size, and we do need to defend like a lot of hands, so I can't really see us ever folding this. On the turn, at least. On the river, I'm just way too high up. What do I reopen with here? An ace. So, I mean, I'm just going to have like jack 10, king jack, king 10. The occasional missed flush draw. But king high and jack high. There's a lot of hands. I'm also going to have 6s, 7s, and 8s. So, don't really need to find this, do I? But I'm not value betting that thin anyway. Ace 10. I guess it can do that. Doesn't seem like the standard line, but I don't see why not. I don't know how to construct my check raising range here. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to check call, queen 9. Mono boards, weird stuff happens. King 9-8, I guess something like B40, king of spades, Mr. Dino. What should I throw at you? A rocket. The rocket's always my go-to. I think check here and check here this time. Hello, Mr. Philly. Why only Poker Stars? Well, just for streaming purposes. Same with Zoom, really. It's just good for this sort of format. I'll play a mix of other sites in other environments. Can I see that? I think this just checks now. This probably wants to go medium and bet a lot. This probably check that folds actually. But yeah, I play a bit on ACR. I have played on coin. I'm not playing on coin at the moment, but I'll be back there hopefully for the Mid Stakes World Championship in a month or whenever that is. A month and a bit. 10-3 is very fucking close. And what did I do? B67. I think my hand's still worth about exactly that. Do I need to RNG this? I don't actually have a lot of pairs. 5 out pairs should be a defend. But yeah, just for street, just for doing this, I don't need to mix sites or anything like that. But I will in regular grinding formats. And Stars is great. Stars is good software, low rake. Everything works when you press the button. Can't argue with it. Face an overbet. What are you saying you have here, mate? A straight. So I'll have the occasional Queen X, which is actually indifferent and probably is the threshold for defending. Because I've called a pot bet on the turn, I don't need to defend this, I think. My bullshit meter is going off a little bit, but... Mr. Caxa, hello to you, and good luck to yourself as well in your endeavours, my friend. Let's throw in your check, I guess, for 7-2. And I guess just start pumping money in now, more often than not. Not really a flush draw, I want to double check this one, I think. And we river the tiniest amount of showdown, so we'll take it. A bit of champagne. King, Queen, we will have some 4-bet, but we'll call this time. Snap. Snappy-dee snap snap. You act very quick, right? From what I remember. Trending very quick overall. I'm going to raise. We get snap called. Weird spot. Oh, that's not a great turn. I think we can bet like Queen Jack, Queen 10, Queen X at hearts, like very aggressively. This feels like a very natural check, even versus a snap call. Snap Jack. What is happening? Is there a world in which this I don't lose? I lose this hand. Come on, mate. Let's be better than that. King 9, I guess 4-bet sometimes, call sometimes. What do you have? Right. He plays his hand absolutely fine. It's just like absolutely mental timings. Like legitimately crazy snap check, snap call / snap check on the river. There is an argument for me going even bigger there, I'm not going to lie. On the river. We're going to... I mean, when we're deeper, I guess we can just defend fours at this point. King 9 actually does feel like it needs to defend. Versus a very polar range. And now we're going to get stacked. Did we raise the turn? Do we need to raise the turn? I think as well, like, I don't think I do. On a king, if a king does come, he'll be very aggressive. That's an interesting ruler. It's all me, isn't it? He's just got a lot of ace high. Now, we'll mix in some polar stuff here, but mainly check. Yes, a lot of air, a lot of ace high, right? Yeah, I think my hand's worth about 2/3, actually. Because overpairs should probably just drill it at this point. There is some straights, but not many. They're going to fire the turn as well. 7-6, sorry. Well, 7-6 makes sense. 8-7 does make some sense. If we do get raised, we're kind of screwed, but not sure about that size. Call. Good turn. Yeah, it's interesting size that. Overbet on an 8. I'm not convinced, but I think just kind of like we tend to go very merged here. I actually have like a really good hand to check every now and again. I think like we can trap some boats here now. I'm gonna bet this time, but I actually don't know with the 8s. I just know like in those check raise check spots, you tend to reopen like a very like mergy range in general. The why behind that is not fully developed in my understanding of the game yet. It's more I know what to do more than I know why we're doing it, but something to study for me, I guess. It's generally a very good turn here. For my range, my hand is a bit too weak to continue betting, I think. Even for a block. I think like Jack 10 I can continue betting. It's not strictly speaking value, but just keep nudging the money in. I think Ace Jack though, probably not. Maybe I'm the wrong way around with that. Quick raise, quick call. Never considered 4-betting. I mean, there's not a lot of good hands here. I'm going to go half pot. I think that fucks with overcards very nicely. And my hand's way too strong to fold. Do we start bluff raising this? Probably not. Uh, 4.4 seconds to call. Okay, I'm going to bet again. Still a little bit of protection and value here. And it's not a strong range at all. Going to check this time here. And now we've got the time bank. Just timing pre and on the flop. Half pot. Does anyone ever bluff a half pot here? It feels like half pot's always value here. I guess I'll bluff aces for a jam or something. I don't know. Sixes just has to shrug, I think. But, let's polarize and check this time. Yeah, I don't know. With the ace jack. I literally don't have to do anything in that spot, which is comforting. Half pot just feels like value though, there always. Queens doesn't really need any protection, but I think on that turn it is like a slam dunk 2-street value hand, so. We'll just always bet. I think I just want to always bet threes as well. It's like legitimately check raising feels a bit premature. Like it is a very good turn for him. We have a good hand, but it's not like a 10 out of 10 hand. So I think I'm just gonna go overbet the river. This is indifferent, I think, but probably can shrug and do it. We'll bluff it now, I think. Do have flush draws though. Snapjack. I think we just get a. I think this is a print. It's never a straight, so may as well. 8-6 should fold. King 7 just call. Aggressive people in the blind, so we're going to fold King 8. Mr. Cydrus, hello. I did just check Dino Soprino's online results. Seems he now focuses on MTTs. He finished third in the WSOP High Roller 2 years ago. Yeah, I think I remember that. Easy call here with a King 7. Not going to bluff raise this, I don't think. I've never met Dino in person, but I was talking about him yesterday, actually. He chats at the table, likes an emoji at the table, and we talk on Instagram every now and again. Seems a thoroughly nice guy. But yeah, I think he does a bit of both. I don't know what because he plays like quite a lot of 501k. From what I've seen, played against him a lot actually. But I know he does play some tournaments as well. So I wonder if I've just missed a lead here, by the way. That is undoubtedly incredibly custom on the river. And this is not a spot that anyone ever bluffs, I don't think, on that river. So we are not going to do anything other than fold there. Like custom size, that is similar to that, the half pot size up here. As soon as I see like a custom size in these sorts of spots, maybe it's just me, but I tend to think it's more value heavy. What's triggered you to bet that size on the river, you know? If you're going to, it's not a enticing bluff spot anyway, but if you're going to bluff, do you not just mash your hotkey again? Like, why are you scrolling on a jack and scrolling down? Doesn't feel right. Could be wrong, but it's not an enticing bluff spot. It's not a spot that's easy to bluff anyway. And yeah, all of the above. I also have King 7, which is not exactly top of my range at that point, let's face it. Yeah, I guess pure free bet. Jack 10, I don't know. Could mix in flat being deeper, I don't know, but probably is. King 5, let's go call this time. And we're going to raise this. Not. It's a really nice raising candidate, but we'll throw in the call. It's also decent as a call. Yeah, Mr. Kettler, you're another one of these, aren't you? Who must just be like intuitive tables or Duragin and has got all the hotkeys and is just mashing buttons, listening to fucking thumping techno. I have to defend some King High, I would imagine. Well, yeah, we just chop. This is okay. I mean, what's going on? What a lazy size. What a fucking incredibly lazy river size there. Am I wrong with that? Like I just shrug and call my entire range on that run out versus that. Maybe I'm ridiculously wrong there, but it just feels like I just kind of go, yeah, all right, well, that's cool. Maybe I am wrong. I don't know, but doesn't. I feel like you have a jack, you kind of want to go very big. Would be my natural inclination. This is a recreational, and an ace doesn't actually feel like one I want to barrel, so I do have a gut shot, but I'm gonna stick it in the bet check bet. 10-8. Yeah, paired board, we will get to be relatively aggressive. I do think this is, of all of the straight draws we have, probably the best one to start checking. Yeah, just bluff the river. We will get trapped a lot here, which is annoying, but I mean, I've got 10 high on an extremely decent river, so I won't lose any sleep bluffing this. Do block a lot of calling or raising range as well with the 10, so there it is. I'm incredibly tempted to rip it in his face, but I'm never going to do that. We need to block boats. Yeah, right. I'm going to 3-bet the recreational with a king jack here. We get snap called. not ecstatic to stick any money in here. I'm going to check back and then get a bit of info. There's just no amazing prospects for my hand here. King Jack, check on Queen. Queen 4. I guess I could bluff it with a heart. Probably got enough equity. Snap check again. Right, now we'll go. Let's do like half pot and then 2/3 pot. 9/8. Probably not so much. Well, we'll value bet. Yeah, don't need to fuck around with size here. This is 9. I kind of want to pure defend. I could be wrong. But 10 we mix folds, right? 9 we can defend. I don't know. How bad can it be? There you go. I don't think this is a board we really raise a lot on. Because it's so locked down. And there's not really hands I need to deny from. And because it's a 3-bet pot in position, he should just start blasting like King 8 offsuit at this point. Weird turn now. Yeah, it's gonna call again. Same reasoning. Same reasoning. Just need to avoid an ace on the river and we'll be okay. I think we just jam now. Queen should never be an issue. He's not barreling a queen. We actually do have some queen X, but I think it's more the 6X as well. Like, he's just going to check. I think. So, like, we can get value from the... I'm going to probably check raise here, actually. Value from the check back region. Yeah, this is a pretty spicy one. I could check call as well, but I think check raise is actually super nice. Yeah, my timings were consistent as well, which is good. Yeah, let's give it to him. Now, the only real question here is, do we jam? A bit deep for that. Let's go that then. This actually should fold. Mr. Pinky, hello, pal. Good look out there. Good look out there to yourself as well. Good to see you. Happy to have you all on board. Quite enjoyable streaming, to be fair. Maybe I like the sound of my own voice too much. But it is nice and chilled. Especially when it's just 200 Zoom. Like, I actually love playing Zoom. I really wish like 500 Zoom ran somewhere. Oh, it's just so easy to sit in and out and get hands in and so on and so forth. It's fantastic. Jack 4, let's check again. And 9/8. With all of these wrecks in the pot, we'll flat. We'll be in there. Can I bet for value? I don't see why not. Yeah. Right, let's throw something else at Dino. Actually, I won't now because I've flopped a pair. I always get kind of. It's always interesting with the emojis. Where I guess I would do. I might even do pot here actually. If I'm gonna do pot, I probably check. You just got the check fold button turned on. Okay, let's min bet. Let's put him in the bin that way. I think he's fucking with me. Yeah, like emojis and throwables and all of that. Like it's always funny when you're like playing get in min bets for the win. When you're playing against someone you know and like the flop comes down and they throw something at you, like the meta behind it. Like, are we perceiving that as very weak? Because if you had a strong hand, you wouldn't be so interested in throwing throwables. What do I know about you? Not a lot. I'm going to mix in some bets and some checks. Why not? We have a flush. 6-5 pure raise. Interesting. I guess there's no downside to just, yeah, could we just want to polarize it? So I think just check. Where's the 6-5 hand? That interests me. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, unreal. Thank you. The 10-8 we're going to value bets. Maybe. Yeah, these guys are nits, aren't they? 10-eye. 10-eye is really strong. I'm going to pot it. Fuck him. We have a cider. Thatcher's. Unreal. Yeah, where's the 6-5 hand? That's actually interesting. Is the solver pure raising or are you pure raising? Just so I know. What a weird board. Small blind versus... Yeah, I think B4 is okay. Do need to check as well, I would imagine, a non-zero frequency. Oh. Jack on the turn. We kind of like doing B40 again. Yeah, I guess I can check. I don't want to know where I'd like keep betting queens a lot. And do we just pure check raise this? Yes. Gonna go with that. Wow. What we got left? Half pot. I think trips is still worth half pot. So I think I'm just gonna shove. There's not a huge amount. Like flush draws should just mix. Okay. Well, we were getting stacked either way there. Flush draws should mix the turn, so it's not the worst river, and we've only got half pot left. So, ace jack. Let's do some checking. Queen 9 doesn't look great. Let's call for Mr. Dino. I'll get to the chat in a second. 6-5 pure raise the flop. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm actually betting now. What's my size here? Everything has a bit of something. Gonna go with that. And here, well, hard to lose that one. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get in the mix over this. I'm gonna pretend over 3. Mr. Great Marketing Guy, Mr. Smiquela, are you who I think you are? Pinky, are you still doing your coaching, or offering your coaching, I should say? I am. Oh, he calls for the stream. That's bad news for me. Maybe I could jam. He has a 3 then. Oh, okay. Heartbreaking. That's back here. Yes, I am offering coaching. So there is a link in the description that you can click on, whereby it takes you to a little form you can fill out. Just some generic questions on like who you are, where you are in your journey, what you want from me, and so on and so forth. Alternatively, if you prefer, you can just message me. Feel free to just get at me on Instagram or Discord. I am Poker Elmo, the same as the YouTube on Instagram. I am Sci-Fiasco on Discord, so feel free to add me on there if you so wish. But yeah, either way works. But I'm taking on a few students at the moment, so there's a couple of things we're looking to do. I'm offering let's fold here. I'm offering some kind of longer term coaching, which is like a hybrid of one-to-ones with me and some group coaching with my coaching group. It's got 13 people in, I think. So it's kind of longer term over the next sort of 6 months or so, where we do group coaching sessions like once every couple of weeks, one-to-ones at your own pace at the end of the day. You get in the Discord group with everyone else. I upload like hand history reviews, I'm going to call here. Play and explains, study sessions, all of the fun stuff essentially. And yeah, it's all part and parcel of the package. Or you can just alternatively, I'm going to check this, alternatively just work with me on a one-to-one basis, just pay me by the hour. Be super flexible with it all. And I can help you out in that manner. But yeah, to get more information on it, as I say, best thing to do is either fill the form out and I'll get in touch, or just, as I say, add me on Discord or message me on Instagram, whatever you like. And we'll just have a quick chat about it, essentially. It's showdown, 10-8, I guess. NL 500 wizard, it was pure raise against 9 big blinds on the flop. Interesting. Kind of going after an ace then. Maybe an ace shuts down or something like that. Or maybe there are one pair hands that we kind of want to go after. What are you up to here, lad? Checked after 2.8 seconds, checked after 1.9 seconds. And then overbet. I don't believe. Yeah, that does make sense, but wish I had more time to actually figure that out. I was kind of just in non-believe mode, but that hand makes an awful lot of sense, annoyingly. Interested. I might sim that later. It's interesting one, the 6-5. What else did we have? Ace-5 is folding. Played a few hands on this table, right? The 5-4, yeah, we're just calling the 4-bet and folding. I think we got stacked here, didn't we? Oh, but we won a stack with aces versus Dino before, didn't we? We got that. Get stacked, win a stack back immediately. Immediate service. Mr. Hala Madrid, hello. Nice to see you on the YouTube grind again. Thank you. Yeah, posting some more stuff. One of my videos did get like the dreaded YouTube flag yesterday, I think for just 18 or over or something like that. So hopefully that doesn't impact it too much. I know a lot of people who upload to YouTube more consistently struggle with all of that in the poker world. But yeah, posting some more stuff. Doing the kind of post on Instagram, the summer poker tips, and reposting them to YouTube. Posting some more videos. Been enjoying it, actually. Been enjoying it an awful lot. I'm going to raise with my King 10, which is a bit thin, but I also want to attack that. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. Been enjoying the old YouTube grind as a nice mix. It will die down again, because as I say, I've got plans to play the mid-stakes championship in July, so there won't really be any YouTube and stuff going on then, and I've got some real life commitments going on and stuff, so it will die down a bit more over the course of the summer, but been enjoying the grind a little bit of the old YouTube. I'm gonna 3-bet this dude. So yeah, I'm assuming Hala Madrid, you're a big Real Madrid fan. How excited are you to see Jose Mourinho back? I'd be very excited. Fuck it, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I love Jose. I absolutely do. Although, actually excited to see how Xabi Alonso does in the summer, and following that, actually the best manager I think we could have got hold of, and we're very lucky because we're absolutely shite. Could bluff nines, but not pure. Still gonna have underpairs, which underpairs will very much be where we'll draw from. Nines is a bit more EV checking, doesn't it? Not a lot, but a little. And it's not a board I will slow play quite a lot on the turn here. It's not like we're just automatically firing 2-pair here. I have to be quite tight here, I think. Mix it. Yeah, let's show down nines. Okay. And yeah, let's play a 3-bet pot with King 6 suited, shall we? The magic hand. Here with ace 9, we face a small c-bet and a check. My hand is probably worth about that. Don't think it's worth much more. So we'll go with pure blocker, I think. How much is the hourly rate? The hourly rate I charge is $200 an hour. Which I think in the world of poker coaching is relatively competitive. So for the UK guys, it's £150 because that's just what the exchange rate is. What I do basically is for people who buy coaching in bulk, I'm going to fold this time. People who buy coaching in bulk get a discount as well to the hourly rate. So if you buy 5 sessions, I knock off a percentage. If you buy 10 sessions, I knock off a percentage. But what I always say to people really who come in for coaching, just have one session just to start with, because you kind of want to know if we're going to be a good fit, and you kind of want to be able to trust like that I'm right for you and I know what I'm talking about and all of this stuff. The last thing I want is for people to pay up front, not insignificant amount of money, and then after a couple of sessions regret it because it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. So basically say it to everyone. Not everyone wants to, but like some people just kind of pay the money like straight away. But I always just say like, just have one session, start with one session, and then if it's for you, great. If it isn't, then it's no harm done. At the end of the day. So the longer term coaching is packaged up in a different way because it's more longer term. It works out significantly less than the hourly rate in terms of how much money my time is worth, but of course you're paying for it all up front in that, so it's more of a significant outlay. Can I bluff? No. So it just kind of depends on what you're after at the end of the day. Some people want to, as I say, work with a coach for a longer period of time. Some people kind of, as I say, want to just dip in and out and just get a few hours here and there. Pinky, cheers, pal. Thank you for the info. No problem whatsoever. As I say, feel free to just drop me a message or whatever if you have any more questions. Same goes to everyone else. Why not? Right, let's try to build some stacks now. It's been a very chilled hour so far. Let's start to increase the pressure, shall we? So Mr. Skeen, a watcher of the stream. So good luck to you, sir. Nice hand with a 7-5. Pinky, been really enjoying the summer tips. Yeah, thank you. I'm doing my best. I enjoy doing them, actually. I really enjoy doing them because I like to try to go. My always a little bit of a bugbear with coaching content is that I do sense, and I could be, I'm not calling anyone out or anything like that here, but I do get the sense that a lot of people kind of feed the information they give out for free. They feed you like a portion of the carrot, if you want. No pun intended there, by the way. Fucking hell. But they feed you like snippets and they keep all the real information behind the paywall and all of that sort of stuff. And as a result, because there's a lot of conflicting info in the poker world and so on as well, just getting the free content and things like that, I don't necessarily think there's all that much out there in terms of genuine. I'm going to polarize and check. Do I bet? Check a bit more here. Amazing content, for example, and tips and things like that you can access for free. So I try to not hold stuff back. Try to give out as much information as I possibly can at the end of the day. And it is very fun, as I say, making them. And again, just again from a selfish point of view as well. I think I was talking about this yesterday on stream. Justifying your own thought processes and doing posts like that helps. It takes me places in terms of my own study routine and things like that, where you think about stuff on a deeper level, and you're like, oh, yeah, I've done this post and this is what I believe, but this is something I hadn't necessarily thought about, so then you can go and do a bit more work, a bit more study following on from that. So I really enjoy it. And I think I've got 6 more to come. I think it's 6 more tips to do, which will come over the coming weeks. I can't commit to doing them every single day. So it's 12 days of summer poker tips, but just not on consecutive days as it stands. I feel like I do have to fold here. Mr. Chips, good evening, sir. Hello. Hope you're doing well, mate. Apologies, I know you were down in London recently, and I couldn't get myself away to come and have a chat and a beer, unfortunately, but I hope you're doing well, mate. Mr. Hala Madrid, I watched your coaching session you uploaded on your channel as well as the Power Jam video on Run It Once. Oh, that was a fun video. Both had lots of value and explained very well, so thank you for that. I appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, been enjoying the Run It Once grind as well. Been doing a bit of a series on there in terms of the longer format videos. Been very fun to record them. been making more like theory orientated videos on Run It Once so far in my like second year contract. I've been really enjoying it, and they just message you as well, and they're like, "We really enjoyed this video. We're going to put it up on YouTube." And I'm like, "Amazing!" So it's really cool that even if you don't have a Run It Once subscription, you get to see some of that stuff. And I think there's a few more videos actually that I've done that are available for free. I think the delay C betting one is still available for free, and there's a few others as well. So by all means, go check them out. I really like that type of content. Yeah, it's generally the best kind of content to record. Like don't get me wrong, I'll upload the occasional play. I'm just going to check sevens, I guess, and beat King High. The play, I upload an occasional play and explain or an occasional hand history review for Run It Once, and obviously on YouTube and stuff like that. And they are also very fun, but the kind of longer form coaching stuff is something I really enjoy at the end of the day. Both like, doing one-to-ones and also making videos. Big Real Madrid fan for sure. Unfortunately, tough days to be a Madrid fan, but can't complain after the last 15 years. Yeah, I was going to say tough days to be a Real Madrid fan. There's no such thing, I don't think. I have the nuts. I'm all in. Good luck, Mr. Lorex. And hello to you if you found yourself watching the stream. I do know this guy. Very nice dude. Yeah, there you go. Talking to Power Jam. Oh. You did not believe. You really did not believe that. Suppose when you call an overbet on the turn of ace-3 and you do river 2 pair, you're probably not in a hurry to fold. Sevens, let's call. Super excited for the Mourinho comeback, so much nostalgia, yeah. And he's a good fit for the squad that lacks discipline. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think there'll be some fireworks. I really want a 5-bet, to be honest. Yeah. I'm going to 5-bet. This is not to get it in. This is a weird... But I think people find the 4-bets. I think they then panic when they see a 5-bet. So I'm going to 5-bet. Alonso in Chelsea. Probably very excited for you. He's such a good coach. Sucks he wasn't the right fit for Raya. Yeah, it was a weird one, wasn't it? Real Madrid, isn't it? There's a lot of egos in the dressing room, I think. A lot of fractures in the club. It's kind of the kind of personalities that you have. There's a lot of very, very good players in there, but shows how good Ancelotti was, I think, at kind of managing that all. I mean, he's the king of that, isn't he? Just managing big players and getting everyone to get along. Not necessarily the biggest, like, the most tactical coach in the world, but just knows people. And I don't think that I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about him who's played under him. I'll bet 4s with a diamond sometimes is a weird bluffy thing, but 4s without, I don't really see it. Queen's hand's fun, by the way. Like, this is a interesting one. Like, as soon as you get deeper, I think people have no issue finding the big size and the 4-bets. And then, as I say, I think they just panic versus the 5-bet. So I actually like my hand as a 5-bet a bit more. It's not really value. Well, it is, because if he calls, it's value. But it's a hand that benefits a lot from getting folds from his bluffs. Not going to lie. And if we do get called, it's doing okay. If we face the jam, then we're kind of dead, right? And we can just fold. So I kind of like it, even though it's probably not going to happen in the solver. I'm going to B40 again here and just blast the absolute life out of this with King Jack. 4s. How have I getting 3 checks here? Do I have to bluff? No, but I want to. Queen Jack, let's start with a check. So yeah, kind of an interesting one, that. A bit street pokery. I would shove, honestly, so unbelievably thin here. It won't matter. I think I would shove a 9 all day. I'm going to shove King Jack because it's a good hand to bluff, but I expect to get stationed very hard. But at least at the end of the day, if I just fold him off Ace Queen off here, then I've done well. And that's all I need to do, really. But fully expecting him to just have 6s on press call here. But Queen Jack, kind of a shrug and continue. No raising. Yeah, if he hasn't folded yet, this is never getting through. But oh, it is. Come on, the boys. It's a good bluff anyway. Yeah, I go so thin there. Do you know? Go so thin. Actually, one of the topics, funnily enough, I did a video for Run It Once on. Okay, let's have a look. The Jack of Diamonds should be a good card in theory. I'm not sure it is in reality. I'm not sure how selective people will be here with the bluffs. Positions is bad. Sizing. Sized up the flop as well. That's bad. Yeah, pretty happy to fold. Maybe I should fold a turn, actually. It's actually close. Mr. Chips, all good, mate. I was only there a couple of days. Fair enough. I'm not going to Vegas this year. No, I'm going to California for my wedding. So I'm not allowed to play any poker in Vegas this year. I say I'm not allowed. I'm just not. Real life is taking precedent this year. So yeah, heading off to California, going to get married, and then myself and the missus are going to spend a couple of days in Portugal, in the south of in the Algarve. The plan is to quite literally just sit on a beach and read books and have swims and all of this, and then just drink Aperol spritzes. I want to do nothing else, and I want to be shut off from the world completely, and I can't wait. But so that's my plan over the coming weeks. But yeah, we're off to California for the actual wedding, which I'm very excited for. We're also doing a golf scramble the day before the wedding, and then we got like welcome drinks afterwards. So buzzing for that as well, because I fucking love golf. I really do. I need to get better. I need to improve. Talking about that Power Jam video. Yeah, the power of the Power Jam, case in point. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. Where was that hand, actually? It was on here, wasn't it? With the Queen Jack. The tips can be spaced out over a longer period, especially if you still want to call them summer tips, seeing as summer is still a few weeks away. No, it's not. The sun is shining. Look, I don't know. You might be able to see, but the sun is shining out there. I'm British. This is if the sun's out, it's summer. What's my size here? I think this is quite okay. This is a hand that should check a lot, to be fair, but betting every once in a while is okay. Yeah, if the sun is shining, we're in. I can also just do more poker tips. Don't care. I'll do another fucking 12. I enjoy it. On a side note, you're genuine and your content is wholesome, so keep up the good work. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. I do my best. No, not this time. Not going to fold this time. I don't like this. That's a really nice thing of you to say, Mr. Sinreal. I very much appreciate it. I try. I guess it's always one of those. You just just the classic, isn't it? Just be yourself. I try not to pander to others in terms of content. I just do what I like doing, and stuff like that. But I'm going to fold the flop here, and I'm going to stab the turn. But no, I massively appreciate it. It means a lot when you get nice comments like that. And as I say, I put a fair amount of effort into it and work into it, so it's nice it does get appreciated. So Genuinely. Feels good, mate. It's nice. Thank you. Right, let's start with a C bet on the Jack 6. I've got quads, and I'm going to check back. Cheers. Gonna bet the turn really ridiculously often here with the Queen 10. I think me and Dino are in a leveling war. I think he's fucking around. I'm gonna min raise him. I'm gonna throw an emoji at him. I think I actually have to fold Queen 10 every now and again. Right, we're in a clicking war here. there's a reel in this somewhere. There's a clip here. Oh god. Right, let's call and then let's take it from there. Fuck off. What do I do? How do I get the max? Jackson all in. How do I get the max? Do I just jam? surely you just have to jam, right? Stack 10-8, I don't know. What a stupid hand. Oh god. Oh, I got through. What a stupid hand. Oh dear. 100% agree. Ancelotti knew so well how to keep everyone happy. Yeah. Squad lacks experience after Cruz and Modric. Yeah, I mean, Cruz and Modric were the boys, though, weren't they? You are lacking in midfield. Valverde is unbelievable, but it's not really like a midfielder in the same way that those two were. More of a runner, isn't he? Got to go now. Good luck for the rest of your session. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to fold 8-7. Mr. Chips, congrats. Thank you. Yeah, the wedding's just around the corner. It's at the end of the month. I'm excited now. Kind of just in holiday mode now. I really hope he's watching so he can see that. Right, let's call. Very funky 5-bet bluff question mark. It's an interesting one with the queens. Very interesting line. As a hobbyist, I love seeing these unusual lines. Yeah, it's kind of like if I call, unless I flop a queen, there's not really a flop I like. And I think it's very easy for people to get like out of line with the 4-bets. Like they'll 4-bet for value are not going to be like Jackson 10s and stuff like that. I think it's actually very easy for them to 4-bet bluff too much in these deep spots. Genuinely, because your value bets they're tougher to find because everyone's thresholds change. And I just think my hand like benefits from getting a fold and stopping him from realizing equity. And if I do get the call, it's still good enough. Like we're still doing okay. And if we face the jam, then we're just dead. So I prefer that than calling and then not really enjoying any kind of flop whatsoever. What's that size? Is that gonna... Yeah, you're a mixer, aren't you? I'll call this time. So it's a weird one, but I kind of prefer it, to be honest. I should fold 10-4, shouldn't I? I don't want to, but I will. I don't see the reason not to go 2/3. It should be a spot again. I get check raised a lot here. I wonder if I can 3-bet if I get check raised, you know. Gonna just 4-bet some rather outrageous size here for cashier's benefit. Let's go 3x. It doesn't really matter. He'll know that I'm full of value here. Mr. Zen, hey, love the content. Glad to catch a stream. Thank you, sir. This is aces. I'm not 3-betting. Is it a 3-bet? I don't even know what it is now. I'm not re-raising versus this size, I don't think. So I guess just call. I'm so happy I caught the stream. The King Jack bluff was a fun one. I stand by my statement. You're awesome. Thank you. I can't remember the King Jack bluff now. Oh, the one down here, yeah. This is aces. I'm putting no more money into the pot. This is literally aces. I will have £10 with anyone who is watching, but one person only, so I don't have to shell out a couple of hundred here. But this is, if I get shown anything other than aces here, I will be floored. I really want to know. Skeen, if you're in the chat, please tell us what you had here. Because I don't think it's aces now you've done that. Manu, I've got quads, I'll power jump. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know what else there is to do. I really don't know what else there is to do. Stupid hand. Stupid hand. We're in the clicking war with Dino, so I don't know. And I've thrown emojis at him, and we're in the clicking war. Like, how can the guy expect me to have quads, right? I don't know. Maybe I should min raise again, and we'll just click our way into getting a stack in. Raise him 40 and he jams us a bluff. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, get him to re-bluff us. Yeah, shame he didn't call. It would have been a fantastic one for the old Instagram reels, that one. Gonna call ace-10 here. And what's happened? Another cold call from Mr. Bliss. He likes it. He loves a cold call. And fair play. I can't knock it at all. I like betting. Don't think I need to bet very big at all to actually fuck with underpairs here, so go with that. We'll check here. Snap check. Oh, you've got weird timing, haven't you? I remember you. I have a lot of showdown. And there are natural bluffs here. So I'm just going to take my showdown, I think. Right, just going to sit out. Just because I'm just going to need a quick toilet break. Do I? I mean, this is not exactly top of my range. What hands do I check the river with here? Queen X to check raise sometimes. Oh, we'll RNG. How about it? It's never bad. Gonna need to defend some ace highs, I'd imagine. 8-6-4, we're gonna bet relatively often, but we can check king 6. Seems good. Well, it's a very easy continue. Don't mind the size. Yeah, it's cool. Do you bluff queen high on the turn? Yeah, probably. Well, we ain't folding for that, so. Alright, be right back. Right, we're back. We're so back. You did not have aces. What did you have, Skeen? What did you have? As soon as anyone calls there with a recreational, and I'm always like, it's just aces, surely. Tell me what you had. The quads hand easily proved my point. Thanks for the Queen's explanation. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of the session. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. Curtis, hello, sir. Good to see you in the pool. Everyone saw aggro pre in this pool. Would love to see it without a hood. Yeah, everyone loves it, don't they? I mean, I did 5 bet queens earlier, a million blinds deep. What do you think of the pool, Curtis? I'm intrigued. Also, where's your volume these days? I'm assuming it's not so much stars, but I'm going to open a bit wider here because of the rec up here. Dino also just messaged me on Instagram and showed me what he had when we had quads. He did not have a hand that should be calling versus the jam, unfortunately. Let's bet quite often. Let's rate. Oh fuck, we fucked it. I need some time bank. Let's bluff now. I'm gonna bet very large on the river if we get the chance. Just fun. Vibes are high, right? We're having fun. That's what it's all about, eh? Okay, recreational player cold calls. Let's go. I'm a massive fan of checking. Let's go with a bet and then go from there. Snap call. Well, if we check, we realise snap call is usually relatively indicative of something on this board, so I actually don't mind a check. I'm not going to triple, so if we miss at least. So I don't mind a check. And we'll throw in a check here. We'll fold the queen jack. Right, in this... can I jam my hand? Nah, we can't actually. I'm going to go really big, but I can't quite jam. Because it's not like he can't have boats. Or better flushes. I'm going to go with a spicy little check raise here with the ace-5. This might be... In fact, it's very borderline, but... Most players somewhat reasonable. People rocking like 12% 3-bet on average. 12% is too wide. I don't know what mine is. Mine's not 12%. We're going to check the turn here and we're going to bet according to our hand here. We're going to actually 3-bet king 8. Although we are deeper, but whatever. It's fine. 12% is too wide pre, which is reasonable. We're not playing calls from other positions other than big blind. I don't see why it's low enough rate to play farts. Yeah. I think a lot of people just know 3-bets, so they simplify. I am going to bluff this river. It's actually not a bad river. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is a bit street pokery, but pretend we have a flush, I guess. It's not like we can't. And then run it into a flush. But see, once we get there, it seems pretty okay. Simplicity. But you also want to 3-bet a bit more, given people don't find 4-bets. Yeah, fairs. Seems fair all around. Okay, let's start with a check and a call, I guess, with Jack 10 of offsuit varieties. I need to get myself another cider. I'll cap myself at one more. Face the overbet. Now then, what would I bluff? I feel like we'd just go 10x of clubs, queen x of clubs. Do we have much of that? We don't need to find much, though. I feel like I prefer that to this. So I guess we'll fold this on this roll as well. Seen a lot of calls in spots it's virtually impossible to bluff enough, and I think the pull suits me, not going to lie. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching Ben Badbeat's latest video on YouTube. I was skipping through that the other day, and he mentioned this, where like the current meta in this day and age, in his opinion, has moved a bit more towards people not bluffing much, but stationing down very hard. Which I find interesting. Whenever I look at data, it suggests otherwise. And it's easy to get like convince yourself someone's overcalled you when they haven't, you know. But I think more people are less. This one I am going to call. More people are a bit less. What's the word? Less inclined to fold than maybe they once were. You do get hero called in quite a lot of spots. So we're hijack versus cut off. 130 bigs deep, so it's unlikely we're going to end up folding. Now, do I want to raise in range versus quarter pot? If I was going to raise a hand, it would be this. I'm not really sure I need a raise in range, so punished immediately, but because now we're literally dead, but so we need to defend 3/4 of our range. Under pairs will fold. We have a lot of ace highs. I think it's a bit premature to fold queens at this point. It's fucking close. I'll say that much. No, I don't actually want to range bet this, I don't think. I'll range bet this though. Yeah, I mean, I block bluffs now. I mean, this is, as far as calls go, pretty fucking dog shit, so. Okay, we'll check the queen turn. I am going to delay c-bet my ace king. It's not, strictly speaking, value or a bluff, but it's not a hand that I always want to check on the turn. Definitely not bad. Players would like to see my win rate in here. Usually takes me 10 to 20k hands to adjust to a pull. Yeah, seems fair. What's that? What? Is that a misclick or what? I mean, What do you have? But like, you check raising smaller than 8 or something? I guess. I don't. Do I rate? No. Oh, that's a stupid line. An absolutely stupid line. Yeah, I don't know. That's beyond my level of understanding. That just seems wild to me. That, like, what the fuck am I actually in a tough spot with versus that? Like, if I've got king 6 of spades, I just fold. If I've got any other hand that has a little bit of something, I just call. Like, nothing's in a tough spot here. And then the river is the river, I guess. But your hand's also worth more than this, so I guess you're expecting me to raise. Maybe I will, I don't know. But the river's whatever, but it's the turn that's baffling to me. Curtis is everywhere from Mr. Tass. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. I think I played a few hands versus you on Coin a few months back, actually. Before they increased the rake astronomical amounts, at least. I'm going to 4-bet with my ace-jack this time. Feels like the meta to me too. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? But you see, the thing is as well, what I will say is, like, you know, maybe the data I'm looking at is outdated. But it's easy to be biased, isn't it? It's easy to think that you're being stationed when you actually haven't been, because your solver's meant to station. The solver, you know, will station you in spots and with hands that you can't quite comprehend a lot of the time. So I don't know how much you can trust your own feelings on that front, you know? Maybe you can, I don't know, but I do think people are getting less bluffy, though. I do definitely think that. It's all nuanced, though, isn't it? Like, you know, it's all very nuanced. Spot specific and all that jazz, I guess. They're good at having aces when you have ace king in this pool. I can value bet this. I'll check this time, but I can absolutely value bet this. Can I even be 25? I guess B4 is a bit, well, it's all whatever. This is not a hand that's top of the pops for c-betting all that much, I would say. Not the worst. It's going to be in there a bit, but it's going to be a good one in the check. How often do I want to find this? It's not a great turn. So I will find it, but just not that much. Ace-9, wow, 2 overs. I actually think I have to be very sticky here, because I just don't have a lot of strong hands. I'm going to B25 and then check with the ace-king, I think. And I think king high's got more than enough showdown value at this point. It's also not a good run out for us. Don't know what to make of that. I guess just shove. I don't see. Maybe heroes also. I mean, we block everything, but it's just not a spot he's going to bluff, I don't think. It's not a terrible river for him. It does complete natural draws, and I think you're naturally going to bluff natural draws at this point. I don't have a very good hand to press call with. No positive blockers and just all negative ones, so I think we'll just fold. Right, I'm just going to have 2 minutes because I just want to go get another cider because I enjoyed that last one. I'm going to play kings first. What do we know, Mr. African? Not a lot. All right, gonna just polarize and bet my hand quite often. At least 3% of the time. Okay. I think we're just going to 2/3 again, and this will absolutely muller most things in your range at this point. And I would trap a bit more with, say, aces or kings with a heart. That's a little bit less vulnerable to flush completing runouts. So, kings without. Let's continue. And now you're dead with tens, and jacks hate their life. And I think we just shove. Because your range is jacks and tens and queens more often than it is any hand that's going to bluff me on the river. So in it goes. Good luck. Well, we win. Yeah, this is tens all day, isn't it? Fair enough. Right, be right back. All right. I'll see you in the mid-state champs, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Planning to play it anyway, but we'll maybe life will get in the way. We'll see. But Tass really didn't notice you were on coin. How do you even know my username? I'm not going to out your username, but I remember your username from the past. My username on coin's Magic Carpet, so you might remember that or not. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember your screen name from the past. But I won't out it for the sake of your publicity. The wrong word, privacy. Doing well, thanks. Winning at like 5 big blinds at 100, 5 also at 200, but only 20k hands. I did some heads up at 1500 for 20 bigs and 15k hands. Wow, very good. Win rates at heads up seem to be very high, don't they? One day I'm going to learn it. I was thinking about it the other day, actually. Because as I look to go and play higher, I think it's a good way to kind of play, like generate more action for yourself. And it's you know, the game tree is quite small, so it shouldn't be too hard to kind of pick up what's going on. I've got like a limited knowledge. I think this is one of those 3x pot boards. I'm not going to do it with this, but yeah, I think anyway, Tass, I think it was your screen name anyway. You were playing 500 NL and it's going probably, I think it was like February. I could be wrong. It could have been somebody completely different. Does your screen name begin with an N for November? If so, then I think it was you. My hand's crap here. I could start bluffing 2 overs and some gut shots and stuff. I don't think it's this. $6-5 that Station says. I think that's probably okay. Don't see why not. What time are we on? 20 to 8. I think I'm going to go for another hour and a bit and then we'll wrap up. And I've got some stuff to do. Having fun though. King 6 will fold. Yeah, I don't know who you are. You're recreational? I'm going to say yes. And you can prove me otherwise. It's a shame. Opening this because this guy seems really tight, but it's not really. Okay, let's just bluff the river then. We'll go with that. Did you see Crazy Andy made a video and we both got name dropped and sprinted at? I did not, actually. You got a link? Can you post links in the chat? Or send me it on Discord? He's a character, isn't he? Mr. Crazy Andy is definitely a character. A lot of fun to play poker against, definitely. I haven't played against him for a while, though. I do remember that there was a hand that played against him. Hold on. See about flop, call, check, check. Guess it's 150. There was a hand that played against him, which I think he posted into Ben's Discord. I saw that. Where I think he had 10s and I had 8s or something like that, and he did his weird 10% flop, 10% turn, and then I raised 8s for like value and protection. He called and then donked for 10% on the river, and I called with like third pair or something. I saw that, and I think he was chuckling away at himself. And I was kind of there just like, you won the minimum, but okay. But would like to see that, yeah. So if you can post a link in the chat, feel free. Or just message me. No hate on Crazy Andy though, as I say, just a fun character. Let's start with a check with ace jack. We're back versus Mr. African. Okay, let's play 1/4 of the pot. And how fucked am I with ace jack? I think semi-fucked, so we'll go fold on that roll. It might be a defend, it's close. Not sure. And that's a fold, eh? Okay then, Tat, it was someone completely different. I apologise. Yeah, because it was like, it was Nas something or other. So I think I've just got confused. So it wasn't yourself. It's a screen name I recognise though, so I can't remember why that is. But anyway. Right, Mooney, you've played 3 hands. And you played all of them. One of them was Jacks. Let's go small C bet check call and see what we do with that. 7s should be a mandatory defend, I think, in this formation. Now, unfortunately, we might just have to get this in. In fact, we do. Let's check the ace-9 now. Yeah, because people don't tend to 4-bet jam. Oh. That didn't take you long, did it? 10. How much 10x do you have here? Do you know what? Right. This might be very silly, but I'm going to go value here. Yeah. I was going to shove the river as well if it was clean. That's a shame. I am not in love with this, but I don't think I'm folding. I really wanted to see a turn bet. But yeah, we'll pay you. For heads up, I've done 0 solver work, just 2 table with focus on timing, tendencies, big exploits, but it's very stressful. Yeah, I can imagine. Heads up is quite a stressful format. You're always in the hand, aren't you? But yeah, a lot to be said for timing and sizing and stuff. 100%. Yeah, I mean, for me to play heads up regularly, I just need to do a lot of solver work just to understand the baselines. Let's check this one this time. Yeah, let's check. I might have missed a flop raise here a little bit, actually, but we'll live. I played a hand versus you yesterday, didn't I, where I did exactly this, and you turbo mega snap called the turn, so... Anyway, I'm gonna raise again. I'm going to have to defend king 2. Oh, this is close. Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards defend. Sitting man, hello. Is it possible to build a big bankroll in cash games, or are the games too hard now? Good question, sir. I will answer it after I've played these 2 hands. What the fuck do I do with king 2? That's just such a strange fucking spot, isn't it? There's not... Who bluffs here? It's so annoying because I really do have to defend sometimes, I think. I just don't think it's going to be... I don't know. It's a good size on the river, annoyingly, because I'm fucked, but... Are the games too hard? No, is the short answer. Yes, you can absolutely make lots of money playing cash games. You just have to be, it's the same as it's always been, right? Just in terms of you just have to be better than the guys you're sat down and playing. It's a fun river. Whereby my sport's football, right? Or soccer if you're from the States, right? So my analogy is always football in terms of if you go back 40 years, right? And you look at the standard of football that was on show 40 years ago, or any sport, whatever sport it is, tennis, right? Same thing, golf, same thing. If I was an average tennis player, right, in this day and age, if I was someone in the top 100 playing tennis in 2026 and I was playing in the 80s, I'd probably be the best tennis player going, right? Because the game advances, the game moves on, and it's the same with every sport and every competitive environment, right? Same goes for chess and all of these things. So the games are tougher than they were, in terms of poker. The games are much tougher than they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There is no doubt about it. And if you had, if I was playing, I don't want to sound big-headed with this, but if I was playing poker, in 2006, with the knowledge that I currently have now, I would go down as like the greatest online player of all time, or of that particular era. I hope that doesn't sound as cunty and as big-headed as it sounded in my head, but you get the picture, right? Someone who's playing and winning at mid stakes in this day and age would absolutely obliterate the games 15 years ago, right? So the games are tougher now, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to be better. So what I would say is, like, for example, if you were an upcoming tennis player, for example, keeping to this analogy, I'm gonna bet again with King 6. I'm gonna get a bit spicy here. Then you wouldn't look back and be like, everyone's too good now. All the tennis players, Djokovic and the new guys, Alcaraz and Sinner and all of those people, they're all too good now. There's no point in being a professional tennis player. No one does that, right? You just have to be better, right? And I would apply the same logic to poker, right? The games are tougher than they always have been. There is no doubt about that, but that shouldn't deter you. There is still lots and lots of money to be made. You just have to be better than your opponents. It takes work, right? But it always took work. This is, I think, the thing as well. I think everyone seems to think that, if you were playing poker in 2010, everyone was worse and therefore you could just sit down and print money. That's not the case, because you're all in the same boat, right? No one had access to the tools that they have now. So yes, objectively now, those guys who were playing then, if they were to jump in now, would get destroyed, right? But we have tools now that they didn't have then. Same again goes for all of these competitive sports and environments. So it's relative, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So that's the long answer. So basically, yes, you can make a lot of money playing cash games in this day and age, but it requires a lot of work and a lot of dedication. It's the best way of putting it. I guess I fold nines. I really hate it, but yeah. So I hope that answers the question. Hopefully that wasn't like filled with too many analogies and was too long-winded. But yes, you can. Long story short, you can. But to do so, you have to put a lot of hours in. But to be good at anything, you have to do that. Jan, hello. Why is your HUD so minimalistic and you don't use it a lot? I know players that play on stars that have detailed HUDs. Great question. How should I answer this? I don't use a HUD that much, right? I honestly, as I say, like, this is, I don't use it for the regs. I really, really, really don't use it for the regs. Dino, stop this. I don't know what to do versus a 20 big blind raise. I don't really want to 4-bet my hand, I guess. I don't know. Let's call. And let's... we just have to bet this. I think something medium's good. So yeah, I don't really use my HUD versus regs. The reason is that I'm going to bluff this, and I'm going to stab. Can I overbet? 9x, ace king. Ace king does get there. I guess 2/3. No, I guess pot. Pot's about right. Well, don't snap 2-pair versus pot, mate. Get a grip. At least think about it. Right, let's go call with ace king. It's probably a pretty good turn for him. An okay turn. Yeah, no, it's a pretty good turn. He makes a lot of top pairs, actually. Now then, do I need to defend ace king? Do I want to defend ace king? Well, my outs are relatively live. I'd rather defend this than 10. So yeah, mixing, I'm gonna see one more. I don't love it, but I don't think I can pure fold the turn. Yeah. 20 big blinds. Check, raise, bet. I mean, he's telling an unbelievably consistent story, isn't he? I mean, yeah, I'll have a 7, like a non-zero amount of the time. I'll have jacks. Yeah, I mean, high roll, yeah. Maybe I can defend it every now and again, but send me that one, please, Dino. But I guess it seems fine. I'm pretty confident on all streets there, to be honest. Maybe the turn's close. The turn is close. I did RNG it. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, HUD stats. Versus most regs, you don't ever get the sample for complex HUD stats to be meaningful. You take something as basic as a 1-win saw flop, went to showdown, and won money at showdown. You need like 15 to 20k hands for those to be somewhat close to being reliable. So you very rarely get that on a lot of people. So, you know, having the basics is good. But I think a lot of people who use complex HUDs are just, unless they're buying hand histories, are reading too much into insignificant stats for me. Now, versus Rex, I use it quite a lot because you've got this little like button here which shows you like a 3-bet range and what it's been previously. And then obviously if you just see Jack 2 offsuit in the 3-betting range, that's quite valuable. And recreationals, obviously you don't need a sample to kind of get the idea of what they're all about. I actually think I'll size down because we're deeper, so I'll do this. But yeah, I just don't think there's a lot of benefit to HUDs for me personally. The kind of deviations I'm making versus a lot of people, I think I'm going to blast this. The kind of deviations I'm making versus people as well are usually, I'll take some notes. I'm old school. I'll take notes. I'll read into timing tells, sizing tells where applicable and all of these things. Try and combine it with theory, but I'm not looking at someone's turn probe fucking stat and then reading much into that, because to get an accurate number on that stat, you'd need many thousands of hands. So that's, again, a very long-winded answer, but hopefully it helps. I don't have a timestamp. He's schizo ranting. Okay. on the wrong end of a crazy Andy rant. That's a shame. Let's go fold, I think. People also forget it's infinitely easier to become good now. The resources we have available today makes it much easier to become studied. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Back in the day, would you have a Skype group without solvers and you were just trying to copy people who were better than you or were playing higher than you? It's the blind leading the blind. So, like, you know, there's a reason the game has moved on. It's because we've got tools to allow us to do so at the end of the day. But the game moving on and people becoming better is not a barrier for participation, in my view. Just be better. It's just a competitive environment. Just be better than your opponent and you'll print money. That's all you need to do. So yes, people are better, but be better than them. We've all got a very long way to go before we're anywhere fucking near like completing the game. And then you, as I say, like with the live environment now, you can just add in different variables. Just play Squid Game or something like that. Add some different variables and the game changes completely. All this being said, win rates are largely dependent on fish to egg ratio, and for sure less fish today than 10 years ago. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, yeah, maybe there are less recreationals. Let's check this time. But of course, you know, so much of your money does come from the recreational players, absolutely. And if there are less of them, then it's harder to win, of course. But you should lead here, and you did not. Oh, can I check again? I'm going to get spicy. Yeah, you should lead, and you didn't think about leading, so I'm going to be a bit more passive here with the chat turn. I'm going to overbet here. I'm going to be a bit greedy. Because I think you'll trap an ace. In fact, I'm going to go really big. This is a bit dicey. And I'm going to bet the river here. Just to fold. If I can fold ace high, I've done very well. Not really trying to... I mean, it's a benefit to fold some pairs and stuff, but... Ari Tennis, watched the video of top points by Sinner in 2026 to win all the Masters. It's insane. He lost only 2 games and 9 sets in 2026 so far. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm not... Despite my tennis analogy, I haven't watched that much tennis. Can I block? Yeah. Right. Seems good. I can play really big sizes as well, but I think there's merit to blocking. Yeah, he's the boys, and he's Sinner and Alcaraz are the two new boys in the tennis world. I always find it interesting with tennis. Like, it does seem like the top guys are just so much better than everyone else. Like, in something like golf, it's a lot closer. You know, you've got like a top 20, apart from when Tiger was around. And I guess Scotty and Rory are a little bit better. But there's like, I don't think it's as clear cut. Like, if you were to put Sinner against someone who's number 15 in the world, he's just going to win, like, what, 8 times out of 10? I guess. Whereas if you were to play, you know, do like a match play environment with like Scotty Scheffler versus, for example, Aaron Rai, who just won the PGA. I don't think Scotty Scheffler in match play would beat him 8 times out of 10. So I don't know. It's interesting with tennis. But I'm not overly clued up on it. Let's call this time. Trying to get into... I've been reading the book Showboat. That's about Kobe Bryant, which has been very fun to read, actually. I like reading about basketball. but I don't tend to watch a lot of that either. I've got Michael Jordan's one by the same author to read next, which I'll probably start tomorrow, actually. I find it so interesting, all of these dudes. I read Phil Jackson's book a few months back. That was good. I think I've read another one on... Have I read another? I read Andre Agassi's book. That's probably one of the best books I've ever read. Speaking of tennis. I really want to continue, but I can't. I don't think. Andre Agassi's autobiography is 10 out of 10, by the way, if you're into reading. Or you're like, sport and things like that. Like, his book is unbelievable. I fucking loved it. One of the best books I've ever read, that one. So good. Six spot versus Dino there. Yeah, I like turn call. You have kings, aces, ace, jack. Jack's here to call river. I wonder what to bluff as him. Yeah. Yeah, rough. He runs out of bluffs quite easily, I think. That's going to be... Because look at the turn. The turn hits a lot of his check raise bluffs, right? I don't know what he's 3-betting to 20, but let's assume it's just a relatively straightforward 3-betting range, right? Like, if he's going to check raise the flop, it's probably going to be stuff like queen jack, king jack as bluffs with backdoors. So he does hit that. But then if you don't, like, you're going to need to bluff like king queen, king 10, I think, on the turn, because you don't have masses to pick from. And it's just the best of a bad bunch. I think that's tough to find. So maybe that shifts me into pure fold the turn with ace king, but I was kind of thinking that, like, I don't mind ace king because at least my outs are relatively live. I mean, I don't need to call the river, I know that much, but if you play deeper, like 300 big blinds deep, how much bigger is the variance? 3x more variance than playing 100 bigs. Yeah, better people at maths than me can tell you that. I don't know is the short answer. It's going to be bigger, but I'd be a monkey throwing a dart at a dartboard to try and give you a confident answer on that one, unfortunately. I really don't know. Taff says it's squared, so 9x. Yeah, could be. Not my strong suit. 8-7, let's go call. That's a fun flop. What happened here? I actually might need to bluff this. This is a bit street pokery as well, but fuck it. Space Sloth, hello. Great screen name, by the way. I think poker is pretty uncompetitive for the money on offer still when you consider how good you would have to get at another sport pursuit to make similar money. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I agree completely. Fuck, I think I'm fucked here with 8-7. But we're in a delay line. I got fucking... Oh, this is gross. I don't think I can fold. He also has very natural looking bluffs. I now think I can bluff as well, which is actually very fun. Please check. Give me the check. Yeah. Now then. What's a 10 want to do? Yeah, let me just jam. I think we just jam. If I've not got a fold yet, we're in big fucking trouble. Yeah, on that point, Mr. Space Sloth, I completely agree. I really like that, actually. It's a really good way of looking at it. This is the thing, I view poker as like a sport. a mental sport, if you want, but I view it as a sport. It's competitive. You know, be better than your opponent, and you'll make money and win, and all of these things. Is this a call? I guess it's okay. And I was mentioning yesterday on stream that when I was younger, it was me. I was gonna try and be a footballer, and again, without wanting to sound overly big-headed, like it wasn't completely unrealistic for me. Like I was very, very good. Not quite good enough. There wasn't as I said, I think I said yesterday as well, there wasn't no knee injury that, stopped me from making it to the top. I just wasn't quite good enough, wasn't quite committed enough overall. But I was fucking good. And I don't think people can appreciate oftentimes how saturated it is to try and become a professional footballer, especially in the UK. It is the number one sport by a mile. Like I've got a younger brother, and he was a professional, so he made it as a pro, not to any kind of like top level. I think the highest he played was like the conference. I think he made an appearance or two in the conference. He played in the top division in New Zealand for a few years and all of these things. But he was, he made a living out of playing football for about 10 years. And he was really fucking good. And he's played with and against players who have been good enough. But being good enough is not enough in football. Maybe it is in other environments and other pursuits, I don't know, but like it's so saturated. You need to be born in the right area, you need to have the right opportunities, you need to be lucky not to get injuries and all of these things, and there's always someone there to take your place. There are so many I'm gonna fold here. There are so many really, really good footballers, and it's so saturated that it's extremely hard to become. I feel the red line within me. I'm going to go here. It's so hard to make it to the top in that pursuit. So I like what you said, and I kind of agree. As I say, like in terms of poker, like it's not saturated at all. In the grand scheme of things, it's nowhere near as hard to get to, like say, mid stakes, for example, than it is to go play, football in the conference, in England, for example, or be a professional footballer. It's a lot harder. So I've never thought about it like that, and I like what you said. This is pretty easy to defend. Do you know what? No. Yeah, fuck him. The red line is coming now. That this is a gross simplification on this board. The red line's coming. Yeah. There's a lot more in the chat I will come to in a second. I am going to defend my 5-4 as well. I'm going to bet my ace queen. How long is this going to take you? Okay. That's a shame. Let's go call bet this time. Let's go 3-bet. That took you 5 seconds to check call. No. Do you know what? I'm going to go even bigger as well. Do we just go small? Do I need to? I can go small or big. I can just go small. Right, we're gonna stick a bit of money in it. How much volume are you playing on other sites? What do you think about live poker? Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Playing a fair bit on ACR. I mean, this is not great, but in it goes. Playing a fair bit on ACR. I will play on coin again soon. So it's an even mix at the minute. Depends on the time of day as to what site's best. That's definitely not a bad turn. I think we just I think half pot's actually really good here. I don't think I actually need to jam. Because I'm trying to fuck with a jack. Yeah, let's go half pot. Let's do this. But a 10's a really good turn. Just cuts down so many value combos of his. And I mean, hey, if he shows us a fucking boat, then he shows us a boat, doesn't he? But let's start doing this. Yeah, I'm not excited to see call, to be honest. He really took his time. Do I jam? Does he raise the... I might check, you know, I think I'm just going to check call. Did he really have ace jack? No. Oh, ace. Come on. We're better. Let's be better. Let's be better than that, please. Is my end worth 2/3 pot? Yeah. This is thin, but I'm going to live or die by it. Right. I'm going to answer the chat. Also, I'm firing stacks in left and right here, so I just would like a second. I also need the toilet. We're deep. Let's check call. We just win. It's just what we win it. Just call me with King Jack. Come on, bud. Let's fold this. And then, yeah, I'm going to come to all of the questions. Am I getting slow rolled? Okay. Hmm. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Okay, I'll spin it. Right, let's answer the chat, and then I'm going to go for a wait. And then... how much volume are you playing on other sites, and what do you think about live poker? That was the question, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm playing a bit on ACR. I'll play a bit on Coin again. Most of my volume is online. Live poker, it's fun, right? It's never really going to be something that I would ever do like as my only thing. Online gives me way more pleasure, to be honest. I like live poker trips. They're very fun. There's a different mindset to them, I think. I've got no issue grinding it out for 10, 12 hours in a live poker environment if I'm in a different country and I'm like taken away with the novelty of it all. I couldn't go to the Hippodrome in London and play 12 hours like for a week every day. I would want to die. But in general, good. I don't know. I think Scotty beats Rye 8 out of 10. I don't know. Interesting. There's probably a bet there somewhere, isn't there? There's a money line. Yeah, and I have another question. It is interesting you don't play with music. I think all poker players play with music. No, I do generally. It's just for the stream. I don't know how it works in terms of music with uploading it to YouTube. I don't want to upload it to YouTube and have music going in the background and then get copyright stuff. So, generally, most of the time I'll play with music on. Although I'm a like house kind of guy. If you follow me on Instagram, like all of the posts have like a, you know, housey sort of tune behind it. Love music, but I can't do stuff with words when I'm playing. It has to be quite like we're asking AI about variants. That's probably a good way of doing it. Right, bear with me. I'm gonna go nip to the toilet and then I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna play for another half an hour. Are we winning? I feel like we're not, but it's close. No? Oh, we are. Ah, but that red line looks losing, so we need to do better. Right, be right back. Oh. Okay, we're back. We're back. I've received another message from Mr. Dino Supremo. He bluffed me when I had Ace King. The fucker. But fair play. He had 6 high. 6 high. That's where AI is good, though, isn't it? On the variance thing. Because, like, I don't know the answer to that question. I wouldn't even know where to start. And you can just go and add your local artificial intelligence program. And it'll tell you the answer. That's where it is good. Right. Yeah, we'll go till about 10 to. And then I'm going to have to shoot. Nice that we're winning, though. I really wasn't expecting to be winning. Thought I'd be like break even. I am going to call this time. I mean, do I want to raise? I've got a lot of raising candidates. Okay, yeah, let's throw it in as a call. I'm going to check raise. And I am going to bet 40%. And I'm going to get spicy here as well. Let's go with the polar strat, shall we? Oh, we check. Oh, this is so annoying. I do have a bluff as well. I'm going to get stations. Oh, I'm just going to get stations so hard here. In fact, do you know what? I'm never going to bluff this. This is, I think, a really good bluff in theory. But as soon as he checks this turn, he has showdown value and so much misses that I just think I'd never get him to fold any of it. So here we go. Save ourselves some money. The real question is, can Scotty beat Grant Horvath 8 out of 10 times if he gives him 5 shots? That's a good question. I'm so big on YouTube golf. I fucking love it. Like, it's all I watch. I watch so much YouTube golf. Grant Horvath's just such a nice dude, isn't he? But I watch them all, mate. The Bryan brothers, I love. Peter Finch, I love. Bob Does Sports is unbelievable. Brad Dolke's really good at golf, but not as fun to watch. That Internet Invitational that was on YouTube, I thought, oh, fucking brilliant. I watched a lot, mate. I absolutely love it. What a sport. I'm going to call... Oh, am I going to call it? I am going to call it because it's half pot. Recreationals 101. Station versus half pot. Fold versus overbet. And you'll never go too far wrong. Would Scotty beat Grant 8 out of 10 times if he gives him 5 shots? I think yes. If I was a betting man. I suppose technically I am. Wow, that was rapid, that call. Usually I would do something polarized here, but this is a snap call. I'm going to go depolarized and say, what are you going to do with pocket sevens? I actually might just blast the life out of this based on that pre-flop timing. Now then, do we want to check and realize, or do we want to blast it off? Why? You can't lead. There's no way you can lead. No, that's not it. That's not a thing. Okay, so what makes you lead? Well, I don't really want to raise get it in. I definitely don't want to raise fold. Do I face bet 3-bet a lot here? What's triggered you to lead here? I don't understand. I'm going to just call. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that river, to be honest. No one leads a flush here. Right? There's so few flushes. Nah, it's full of it, isn't it? I don't know what it is, but it ain't a flush enough. He just has no idea what to do now. Grow up, man! That one's actually annoyed me. I'm just so unbelievably wrong there as well, aren't I? No one leads a flush. No one has a flush here. Okay. That one is a bit annoying, I'm not going to lie. I think it's annoying because A, I've pinged the river and I think I win. And B, my read of what is going on is just completely off because it's just the nuts. Usually I wouldn't expect people to find this with the nuts here, but Mr. Amarillo plays the game in a different way to others, I suppose. You can't lead there though, like that's not it. Equities don't shift that much there. They just don't. It's flush complete in turn as well. It's not like I don't see bet flushes. So it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Check flop. B. This is custom as fuck as well. Can I? Yeah, I suppose I can. Yeah. Snap. Sure. Okay, that's annoyed me as well. Oh god. Yeah, fair enough. Have I just lost like infinite in about 3 hands? We're gonna call the sevens. I mean, nothing to be done here. Like, I'm just like, this is just the easiest decision in the world on all streets with jacks. And with ace queen, like, there's nothing to be done with ace queen either, to be honest. Min raise flop, check turn. Yeah, I don't need to bluff. I'm still doing okay. Okay. Me too. I don't watch anything else. My favorite guy, Wesley Bryan. Yeah, I fucking love Wesley Bryan, mate. I fucking love Wesley Bryan. Fucking all time, dude. Like, because he's very entertaining to watch. He's very good as well, but also like he's got that competitive like bite about him, and I love that. I absolutely love it. Brilliant dude. Brilliant dude. No, we shouldn't free bet this. It feels like you don't have any MDA strategies, or am I wrong? You just base your game on theory, not MDA. It seems to me. No, I wouldn't disagree. It's not. I look at MDA a lot, actually, but I don't. I'm more about like the why behind what makes people. What's the best way of putting this? Because it's a good question. Excuse me, it's a good question. Like, if you, a lot of people's, when you see a leak in terms of database analysis, I'm not so much about like, these guys overfold here, so I'm just going to do this, right? It's more about like, why did they overfold here and what's going on with their range construction and how does that impact how I play the game. I think I'm saying that I might actually just 3x pot this one. No, I won't. I can't actually. That's why. That's fucking shocking. You can't. There's no hand you can show down there. There really isn't. What was I going to say? So, like, yeah, in terms of data, I'm very big on like what. So, like, if a spot's overfolded, why is it overfolded? And then you kind of go working backwards to kind of understand what's going on. A lot of the time, I always think it boils down to people's range construction on previous streets is horrific, and their thresholds for calling are off. So understanding the data behind these leaks then spurs me on to fix those leaks that I would have in my game, right? So I did a review of my own database a few months back, and one of the things that was coming up was I was very, very bluffy in the delay lines and very much underdoing the betting in the double check lines. So like if it went, I open, they call, and so like I open the button, they call the big blind, right? And sorry, hang on, I'm in like a million hands here. I open the button, they call the big blind, flop goes check, turn goes check, right? My river, grow up. My river frequency for betting way too low. And when I was betting, it was too bluff heavy. So that's kind of like me going over my own database and then just understanding, look, like my range construction on previous streets is off. I guess 2/3 here. And bet this time. And I guess check. And I guess check. So I went back and I looked at like what was happening with my delay C bets, and too much of my value was going into the delay C bet line. Right. My flop C bet was okay. So then I, following on from that, went and looked at the theory and realized like how much, for example, if you check that top pair on the flop, you check that top pair on the turn an awful lot. And I was definitely underdoing stuff like that. I'm going to probably station 7s here. Yeah. And I'm going to bet for a block here, I guess. Maybe I should be more greedy here, actually. And I'm going to always check call the 2s. So then, like, when I look at other people's, or look at like mass database analysis, it's kind of like that, where I want to understand, okay, well, they're going wrong here. Why are they going wrong here? More than it is this spot is overfolded. You know, like the population's overfolding the turn. Let's just start barreling the turn. Because also in terms of like the way I viewed a game, I literally did an Instagram post, funnily enough, or the one that's on YouTube as well, on like kind of this today in terms of like taking the immediate exploit. On the river, I would say I'm quite exploitative overall, but the river, there's no future streets, so there's no more there's no more action, so you can be quite binary in how you exploit people. So if you think someone's going to overfold the river, then yeah, you can bluff every bluff, right? But on previous streets, it's more complex than that. So I tend to keep it quite, not necessarily, theory orientated if you want, but I like to keep myself flexible on earlier streets. What was the other point I wanted to make? Can't remember. But also, like, in terms of like, I'm quite this is a different point, but I'm quite individual. So this guy's just absolutely snap called the flop here. So this is a hand that can check and doesn't really overbet, but he's snap called, so he doesn't have a strong hand. So let's just overbet, right? So I'm a little bit more like that in terms of how I exploit than I am necessarily population exploits. Again, very long-winded answer. Hope it helps. My guys are Brian Bros Grant. I only really like watching Brad Dolke when he's on fire. Yeah, he's a perfectly nice dude. He's just not that interesting. I find in terms of like the videos that I end up watching of his, but it's unbelievable at golf. 9, nearly. If he's playing Mega Golf, yeah, it's hard to watch. Still drinking the same drink she gave you almost 2 hours. No, I'm on my second. I'll have you know, it's only my second and I'm nursing it. But I am on my second. I'm going to call 9s again. I'm going to 3-bet the ace 9. 9! Couldn't be further from a 9. Okay. I'll swap 2 pair here. So, Jan, I hope that sort of... I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of consciousness I spewed at you there, but yeah. So, to sum up, I'm not that MDA orientated, but I look at it a lot. That's how I'd put it.
Hello?
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm going to stream for another 15 and then I'm done. Right. Let's see a better flop with Jack 10. I'm getting pumped in the last 20 minutes, aren't I? What do you have, buddy? I'm going to raise this. I guess I fold. I often do 3-bet king 10. Alright, we'll go with it. I don't know the answer. So yeah, we'll run this for another 10 to 15 and then I'm going to have some dinner. It's a good flop for my hand. It's not a bad flop for my range either. I think we need to bet a lot here. This is one of the few boards, I think, like blind on blind 3-bet pot that we can actually do quite a lot of betting on. But usually when you 3-bet, obviously a very polar range, you need to play a lot more checks than you would usually. More common 3-bet pot scenarios. Yeah, I think we just blast this off, actually. I don't think I need to fuck around with sizing too much here. It's 2/3 seems about right, doesn't it? Not going to continue betting the a7. It's kind of a whatever flop c-bet, I suppose. And we will check the river. We might not fold to a bet, actually. I wonder if I raise. I don't have a lot of flushes, that's my issue. I might station though. Wait, he Snapchat the turn, right? No. Yeah. Yeah. How are your lashes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But you're not talking to me while I'm on air.
Huh?
You're not talking to me whilst I'm on air.
Nope.
Okay. Cut off versus half, but this is really close. I'm going to sneak this in. I'm going to sneak this one in. Sneak being the word, because I think it's technically a fold. Interesting answer. I just do the classic they overfold to raises on the turn, and I try to do that a lot, yeah. Yeah, maybe the game would be more simple if I thought more like that. This is like the best bluff of all time. Do you know what? Yeah, he's gonna get a very, very, very large bet here. I actually want to shove, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm gonna do that though. 100 bigs, I'd have shoved this. I should still shove, to be honest. It's probably just scared money for me, actually. I mean, there is not a better hand to plus big bets with there. My issue, Jan, with... Well, from my point of view, and I've come unstuck, because I've tried to do that, where it's like, did I overfold this spot and then just bet? My issue is that it's very easy to project, you know, and then to be wrong. Because there is, obviously, mass database analysis is fantastic, but there's data within the data. There's nuance to it, you know. So there's someone might overfold a spot, like this, right? This spot is very overfolded in general, right? I know that, you know that, we all know that. But there can be variables, like, you know, this is regardless of like the board texture, how my opponent views me and all of these things, because there's obviously different board textures and then different river sizes that I can bet and all of these things that will change that. I am going to click this back and I'm going to bet the flop and I'm going to 4-bet, doing aggressive things now. You know, so the spot in the aggregate can be overfolded, right? But the board texture might not be, or your opponent might not overfold to you. So there's all of this like second guessing going on. Can I defend? Yes. I might raise the turn here, actually. Right, we're going to play some hands. Check, raise. Yeah, I guess I can bet. I think b4 is quite nice, actually. I'm going to just raise here, and I'm going to continue betting here. And going to check here, I guess. Not going to win a lot, but I might win every now and again. Alright, going to 4-bet the ace-10 as well. Who do you consider to be the strongest player in Zoom 200? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't think I know well enough who like consistently plays in this pool anymore. I think in the pool currently, who I've played with a fair bit, like, whereas this guy seems to be quite tough. Like, I'm just looking at the entries of people that are actually in the pool as it stands. I would say he's probably the toughest to play against. Does some weird shit though, but
Sorry.
alright, don't worry. We'll be done in a minute anyway. Yeah, if you throw some names out, I'll give you a good or bad power ranking, in my opinion, I guess. But yeah, to be fair, this guy seems to be quite good. Don't really rate this guy. Obviously, Ski has been in the chat, but I've genuinely just not played against him ever. So, let's call. Right, let's do next big, and then we'll have a look at our results, and then we'll round ourselves off. Ace Queen hand stands crazy, but I'd fold because you have so many calls here, like all the Ace Queen 9 sets. The one where I rivered a straight. Yeah, is that the hand you're on about, Tess? Where I had he donked the turn and then I rivered a straight. I'm going to check and I'm going to min raise. I can't remember what table it was on actually, but yeah, I wouldn't fold ace queen there. Got a straight. Got a straight here. Let's. How long did it take you to call? 6 seconds. What should we do if we check? I don't think you reopen, so we're gonna bet. If you've got jacks, I think you call versus most sizes, so we'll go with that. Let's sprinkle in a little check ski here, shall we? Now, if we shove, he should fold sets. Do you think Simon he has a set? And will he call? Or should we just do something that fucks with overpairs more? Let's go with that. I got snapped, which is never good. Oh, the arse end of a straight. I wasn't even considering that, I suppose. I did something very exploitative here. There was all kinds of weird timing shit going on there. All kinds of weird timing shit. I was basically like, what takes you 30 seconds to call? And then if you take 30 seconds to call the turn, do I just call or raise? I'm going to jam this actually, fuck him. Like if you take 30 seconds to call the turn and then you find the raise on the river, like that's just strong, isn't it? Am I wrong? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. This is half of it, isn't it? Right. Cool. We were winning. I think we're not anymore. Oh, no, we are. I'd say I'm just underestimating how well we're done. So there you go. 2 buy-ins. 1,300 hands. Happy days. Red line improved a bit at the end as well. Jesus Christ, I 3-bet 15.5% of the time in this session. Very fun. Right. Good stuff, everyone. Thank you very much for joining in. yeah, to finish the stream off, as I think we mentioned somewhere in the middle of it, I am taking on coaching students at the moment, so a brief plug if you want at the end of the stream. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. There's a link in my bio on Instagram. You can message me on Instagram. You can add me on Discord at SciFiasco, and you can just DM me on there if you want. Whatever works. I don't mind. But I'm taking a handful of people on for one-to-one coaching for the coming months and so on and so forth. So if that's a bit of you, feel free. But yeah, in general, really enjoyed the stream. Gonna have some time away now, do some real life stuff and so on. But I hope you all enjoyed. I'll sign off here.